when you talk about the 1984 finals, we look at the team, and it was kind of seen that the Celtics kind of were in their own heads, and it was apparent during Game 4. You had Maxwell and Carr taunting James Worthy, and after missing a free throw at the end of the game, and you also had McHale's infamous hard foul on Rambis. Do you think the general consensus was the Lakers were the better team, or was that the team was really just playing down to competition?
No, I mean, they were both great. There's a lot of Hall of Famers on the floor there. But the Lakers were better. Celtics know it. Most of them admit that. And, what's better? Who measures that? But, yeah, that Laker team, they were stacked. And the Celtics, if you just look at the way the first three games went, I mean, the Celtics get beat at home handily. They're going to lose at home again. And Henderson steals the ball, and they get that one. Then they go out there and lose by like 35. Should have been down 3-0. They won the series, and it pivoted a lot of things. So that was the greatest psych job I've ever seen for a whole team against another whole team. And it was just it's one of those things, Jerry West and Riley, they were tortured by that. Magic came back pretty nicely from that. But even Worthy was such a young player then. You can still hear it when they talk about it. That had to be horrible for them. Now, they came back and won it in Boston the next year. So that was pretty good. And when they played each other again in 87, it wasn't, I don't know, McHale was hurt. There was a lot of things that were unfortunate about that one. Would have been great if the Lakers were there in 86 because the Celtics were so good that year. And the Lakers got beat by Houston. But, yeah, that Boston-LA thing, like boxing had the Ali Frazier fights, that's what that was for the NBA. Absolutely put him on the map. It was coming, and then David Stern became commissioner, and he knew what to do. And that leads right up to the Dream Team and Jordan and all that stuff, the NBA. But those mid-'80s Celtic Laker things absolutely, just catapulted the league to the next level.
And to look at something a little bit more recent, when you see the NBA struggling with ratings, do you think that a Celtics-Lakers rivalry-esque type of ordeal is something that would help improve the ratings and the lower viewership of the NBA, or is there other factors that are involved in that?
Well, there's always other factors, but the big markets, that's always going to be a good thing. Boston, LA is the best matchup that the NBA can have. Is you got both coasts represented. You've got the two winningest franchises, 17 banners, 18 banners. The old Larry Magic thing, the Russell Chamberlain thing. Right up to Paul Pierce and Kobe, and they played him again twice in 08 and 10. So, yeah, I mean, I was getting geeked up about that, after the Luka trade. And then, LeBron, before he sort of started getting hurt, that looked like maybe that's in the offing. It looks like City, it's probably going to be tough to get past them, and the Lakers don't seem to be whole. But that's always a good thing for the league. I mean, there's a million other factors. But Boston, LA is still in. And if you got LeBron James against Boston one last time, yeah, give me that every time. But it's still going to be a good thing. You could get Celtics Knicks in the second round. You should get that. That's always a good thing for the league. But, Knicks, they disappoint me. They can't beat Boston. They can't beat Oak City. They're 0-8 against those three teams in Cleveland. And so they're a little bit, but they're 20 games over, and they haven't won one since '73. So. They're due, but this is not their year either. So, yeah, anytime the big markets are good thing for the league.
Now, going back to 1984, the 84 Celtics team is widely regarded as one of the better Celtics teams of all time. Everybody loves 86, but 84 was just as special as well. But for somebody looking on the outside, we're young guys here. We don't exactly know how that time period went about. Describe what it was like covering a Celtics-Lakers finals game at the old Boston Garden in June of 1984.
Well, there was just so many great things about that. Obviously, the star power. I mean, you got Kareem, Magic, Worthy over there, and Celtics, the whole Bird Parrish McHale thing. Dennis Johnson's been introduced to it, and the fact that it was still the 2-2-1-1-1 format, which we're back to, but that went away for like 30 years because of that. And we were flying commercial, so it was just, and there weren't that many days off between games. So every day was either a game or coast-to-coast flight. and it was intense. And just the physicality. Obviously, we referenced the Rambis takedown by McHale. Those things, just the trash talking, the skill levels, and it was the first time Magic and Larry, they had the college thing in '79, and then they come into the league, and Larry's MVP, Magic wins a championship, then Larry wins a championship, and I should say Larry was Rookie of the Year, and Magic won a championship that first year. But and then Larry got his championship, so they were back and forth, and then finally they meet, and that was critical. And it was a full circle thing for Bird because he got to finally win one against Magic, and there's no doubt in my mind that's the most special one for him because he won twice against the Houston Rockets, which is nice. But beating Magic, yeah, that's the one. And so yeah, the back and forth. You had Jack Nicholson going back and forth with it. He was at the height of his powers at that time too, and the whole Boston LA thing. And all the TV specials have really brought that out in a good way. NBC Sports Boston did a great thing on that. ESPN did a great thing on that, and Netflix and HBO one now. I mean, any of them. It doesn't take much to pick up the flavor of that. You had the racial component, black, white, all that stuff. I mean, it's got every little theme you want to bring out. It's there, and I enjoyed the hell out of that as a competitive, singular 2-week event. That's right there. I mean, the Red Sox Yankee thing from '04, because of the importance of 86 years and all that stuff. That's sort of the pinnacle for me. But in terms of pure enjoyment and just intensity of 7 games, that Celtic Laker thing is best thing ever.